Okay everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're back on Gran Turismo Sport and we're back with a daily race C from the back of the grid on the American server. So this was actually quite a competitive lobby because it was a little bit later on in the night on the American server. You can see there we've got quite a few A and A plus drivers in this race. We're starting from P18. We didn't set a lap time, so pretty much last on the grid. Only one driver behind us because we're higher ranked than them in DR. That's how it works. So yeah, if you do enjoy these videos, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this race. So starting from the back, there is a twist to this race because this was live streamed and the chat said that we were not allowed to pit until the final opportunity in the race. So we can't pit before lap 12. And that is going to mean we're going to have to do as many overtakes as we physically can to get the win in this race, rather than just pitting lap 1, getting a massive undercut and jumping a big group of cars. So this is going to be interesting. As we come through turn 2, a car is spun off and it looks like it was a Viper, and fair play to the Viper, he has stopped and waited for that McGann and let him back through. So in fair play to him, he obviously made a mistake. And then as we come through this left hand corner, we got the NSX just clipping onto the grass and he's spinning around, and that means we're up to P15 without having to do any real overtakes already in this race. So a nice little start there for us. That's going to help us out in terms of not fighting them cars. And then as we come through here, we've got two cars going side by side into this right hand corner. We're going to try and get a really good exit to see if we can go up the inside. We've got a run on the red McGann. We're going to go up the inside and try and make this move, try and stay tight to the apex, and we managed to get ourselves up into P14 with quite a brave move there. Just very risky place to do an overtake, but we managed to make it work. And the BMW behind us, it looks like, also managed to make that overtake. So car behind us, I think, also starting from the back up to P15. We're up to P14, and now we've got to push on for the other McGann in front of us there in P13. So we've also got quite a few cars up ahead. You can see from I think it's P9, 10, 11 and 12 fighting it out. So once we get past P13, we're going to have to really try and see if we can push on and work our way through that traffic. So into this right hand corner first, turn 1, trying to get a nice solid entry, trying to clip that apex, and then pushing on into the braking zone. You can see we're not close enough to go for a move on the McGann into the braking zone there. That is a very good opportunity for an overtake, but we're just not close enough. So we're going to have to possibly look for another area on the track to go for a move as we go through this really nice flowing section. And again, replays on GT Sport. I do love these camera angles at Brands Hatch. I think they look very good on this game on Brands Hatch. It looks really, I think they've put them in a really nice position. So as we come through there, we've got a mistake by another McGann. That's jumped us up another position, so it's another freebie. So far, we've only had to really do one overtake. But now we've got that slipstream to P12. Can we maybe get close enough before the end of this lap with using his slipstream through this sector, but maybe a little bit too far back at the moment. But we can see in front of us a lot of battling going on. This is good for us because it's going to bring them close, and hopefully a couple of them might make a few errors, which will be another few free positions for us in this challenge from the back of the grid as we go into this very tricky set of corners here. And P12 goes a bit wide, P11, and we just go straight through the middle. Luckily, we nearly got swiped out there, but we just about made it through that gap and managed to put ourselves up into P11 there. So a little bit of luck and a little bit of bravery to get ourselves up into P11, and now we're going to be pushing for that top 10 position in this daily race. See, as we come through here, it's all kicking off in front of us. We've got 4 cars attacking each other. We're going to try and go around the outside of the Viper, but this probably isn't going to work. But we're just trying to do anything to kind of wrong foot the cars in front of us and maybe scare them into a mistake. So sometimes just making little fake moves and stuff like that can sometimes cause errors on their behalf. So sometimes it's worth doing. So into this left hand corner, can we go for a move into this corner? We go for a bit of an aggressive, and that is too aggressive by myself. So we decided to back out of that, let the Viper get back going, and yeah, tuck him back behind the Viper slipstream. Too aggressive by myself. So yeah, we back out of that, and we're going to have to go again and try and do it a little bit cleaner than that. So yeah, nice strong exit from that corner. Can we go for a move into this corner? No, we're not going to be able to, but we do wrong foot him slightly. Can we try and get a better exit? But no, he actually does that corner very well, considering he was slightly wrong footed there in the Viper. So nice driving by that Viper, good defensive driving. And again, we're going to find it very difficult to go for a move on any braking zone after acceleration because that Viper is just faster down the straights than the McGann. So even with a slipstream, you can see we're not really going to gain on him too much. So we're going to try and get that nice wide exit into this right hand corner, try and get a strong exit from here. Again, we're definitely faster out the corner, but again, I don't think we're going to be in a position to go for a move, or are we? We're very close behind him. Can we maybe send one up the inside? So looking there, not able to do that, trying to go slightly wider to get a better exit off this corner, and this looks like more of an opportunity into the braking zone. So yeah, we're up the inside, brake as late as we can, make sure we hit the apex this time, and much cleaner than the attempt before, and we're up into P10. So now we've got the challenge of getting past this next group of 3 cars that are all battling each other. And again, let's see how we can do this. So again, we want to try and get in the slipstream of P9 to try and give us that extra boost up this straight now, just in case that Viper gets too close to us. And you can see there, we've got enough of a gap to the Viper, so we've not really put under too much pressure in the braking zone. So yeah, we've got the slipstream. Let's see if we can find some ways past these cars now. It's a very difficult track to overtake on. You really have to take your opportunities, and you have to work them from side to side sometimes, and try and do some fakes to try and wrong foot them. It's the best way to get moves done on this track, because it's a very difficult track if you're coming up against someone who's very consistent. So into this very tricky section. This is probably the trickiest section, I think, on this track. This is where people make the most mistakes in general. This lap, all cars through nice and clean, no errors from the cars in front of us as we try and get a strong exit from there. We've definitely gained a lot through that sector though on the Megane in front of us. Can we have a little look up the inside? We're going to kind of try and wrong foot him a bit, then go wide, try and do a cut back, and we've got a nice run on him. However, we're not really going to be able to go for a move because he's got the slipstream to P8. Can we maybe send one up the inside here? I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do that. Having a little look, but no, we're going to have to go back to the full width and try and cut back on the apex there. Try and get a good strong exit, but he also gets a good strong exit. We're going to have a little look on the inside. Can we send one? We send one up the inside, keep it tight to the apex, and that's another nice move up into P9. So that's another car down. We've got 8 more cars in front of us to overtake before we can then push on and try and do some solid lap times to try and get the win in this race. So again, go into that replay camera as we have a little look into this section. You can see very close racing going on. We've got 4 cars all very close together. We've got a BMW lead in the group, which is going to have a bit more straight line speed than the Megane. So that is probably why that Megane is having trouble to get past the BMW, because without slipstream, when you pull out of the slipstream to try and go past it, you're not going to have the straight line speed. So that BMW using the ability of the car to try and defend against the Megane, but they're going side by side through there. We're going to try and wrong foot him there, go for a little fake, and it actually puts him off a little bit, and he goes a little bit wide through there. That gives us a run on the inside into this corner, and we're up into P8. So a nice little fake, made the move work, and now we've got to try and get past the BMW that is now in front of us. Now this BMW might be a little bit harder to pass than some of the other cars, like I say, because it's got a little bit more straight line speed, as we mentioned before. So let's see if we can find a way past him and see if we can get this move done as quick as possible. So through the final corner, trying to get a strong exit there. P7 almost running onto the grass and losing control. So very close moment there for P7, but he gets away with it. We're into turn 1. Can we send it through here at a nice speed? Because the Megane is a little bit stronger than the BMW. And again, that BMW makes a mistake. However, he manages to get the inside line with that mistake and is able to defend. We're going to try and do a cutback. Can we get a better exit from this corner? We're going side by side, some very good racing going on here. But again, he's got that inside to the next left-hander. We're going to try and do an undercut again, but unfortunately, he just tapped him in the rear there. You can see, and kind of bump drafted him along, so he actually benefited there. So we're not going to be able to go for a move into this left-hand corner, and this car is definitely proving to be a little bit harder to get past. He's driving very well defensively, and we're going to have to try and make something work and maybe see if we can force him into a mistake or force a move into a different corner or send one in one of the braking zones. So again, through here, this is where the Megane is a little bit stronger than the BMW, so we should be able to follow no issue when we're in the slipstream behind him through here, and maybe try and get a better exit off one of these corners. We've got a nice exit from that corner. Can we go for a move? We're a little bit too far back. We can't send one up the inside there. But again, we're just showing the front end of our car just to try and put him under a little bit of pressure. You can see he's got very close to the grass there on that right-hand corner, and then we're into this flowing left-hand corner, and then into the final corner. We can see in front of us as well, again, we've got a lot of cars battling out in front of us. We've got 3 cars battling for P4, 5 and 6. Can we get a better exit off this corner? We get a really nice run off the final corner. We're going to try and go to the inside, then back to the left and back into that slipstream. Can we maybe go for a fake? So we're going to have a little look down the left, then fake it up the inside. And can we brake late? We braked really late, squeezed the car up the inside, kept it to the apex and pulled a nice move up there. And we're now up into P3 position as a few cars have pitted in this race. So some cars going for an earlier pit stop, obviously, as we're racing to try and get some clean air. And now we're really going to have to push and see if we can get past P1 and 2 and work our way into the lead of this race to get some clean air to push on to try and see if we can then pit and get out in the lead. So up to P3, closing in on P2 now. as we work our way through this fast flowing section again. Try and get a nice smooth line through here, get as close as we can to P2. Too far back to go for a move into this braking zone, but as we come through here, we see P2 run a little bit too far wide, as does P1. P2 manages to save it, and we're now up into P2 ourselves. So another free position there. One more car to try and get past now in this daily race C to get ourselves in the lead, and then push to the end before we pit to see if we can take the win, and take a very nice win actually from the back of the grid, with the hardest way to do it really, by not pitting until the final lap. So yeah, final corner again, try and get a strong exit from there into the slipstream of P1. We've still got P3 in our slipstream, so we're gonna have to be a little bit cautious of him in case he goes to try and send one up the inside somewhere. But again, into this turn one, can we get a strong entry into the corner? We got a nice run there. We're gonna have a little look at the inside here and try and send one up the inside. However, he brakes extremely late and actually defends very well there and holds us off, so we're not able to go for a move there. But we've got now still behind us P3, who's within distance to really send one up the inside if he wants to, but we get a nice strong exit from that corner there, putting us back up to nearly 3 tenths ahead. And then as we come to this corner, we can see that P3 absolutely sends one up the inside and tries to go for a move. He actually makes it work. We give him the space on the inside, however we get a better exit speed. P1 goes to the right hand side of the track, obviously to try and make us battle, but that actually helps me out and gives us that position back, so we're up into P2 now. So yeah, back into P2 from with the send from P3, and now we're going to see if we can find the way past the leader in this race as we go through this very tricky section. This is a section where people tend to make mistakes. Either the right hand corner we've just gone through, as we just see there in the mirror, P3 has lost control, and then as we come through here, P1 misses the apex and he's also ran wide again. That is the section that is going to catch people out, and we are now gifted the lead in this race. So yeah, let's see. We push on for quite a few laps as we come to the end of pit lap 12, and this was the earliest opportunity we got to pit and the last opportunity. So chat said we're not allowed to pit until this lap, so we're going to do the most attacking entry that we can, going over the grass, almost hitting the wall, and we nail that pit entry, and that is really going to help us out. So we're coming out the pits. Where are we going to be? We can see the group of cars coming down the straight there, and we have managed to get ourselves into P1 by 1.2 seconds. So that was incredibly close, and good job that we managed to get them laps in and get the moves done in this race when we did, because held up for 1 or 2 more laps and we would not have got the lead in this race. So skipping on to the end of the lap, we've managed to take the win with this daily race C from the back of the grid, with the challenge of not pitting until lap 12. So a really enjoyable race. I hope you lot enjoyed this race. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy it, because I had a lot of fun with this race, and that is why we decided to make this into a video from the live stream, because I thought there was some really nice racing, some respectful driving as well by the other drivers, good defending, space given when it was needed. Really enjoyable battle from the back of the grid on the American account. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back with more of these videos and live streams in the future. Thanks again for watching, everyone.